Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the Kitchener stitch, how I do it. There's other ways to do it. I am going to use the magic loop method. Just look at that beautiful toe. So you're going to look and see where there's a hole where you started you ended your toe, and I'm just going to pull this yarn here to the right side. So now we're just going to go and we're going to pick up the right side of every stitch. We're going to pick up the right side. I'm using just a long 0, this happens to be an Addie lace needle, has a nice point to it. And I'm going to pick up the right side up of every stitch, just like this. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I'm more secure doing it using a needle. Other people, you can go on YouTube and you can see other methods of doing this. There's always more than one way, that's for sure. Taking a minute to get around here as I've got 72 stitches to pick up. I use the 72 cylinder. By doing it this way from the front, your stitches go on the needle in the correct position. Makes it a little easier when you start to Kitchener. Here we are at the end. Back to the hole. So now I'm going to divide the 72 in half. And I'm going to have 36 on each needle. Okay, now we've got all the stitches are on the needle. I've pulled this cord out between the two, so I have 36 stitches on each needle, on this side and that side. I'm going to take my waste yarn out now because it's in my way for me. So this is how I do it. When you do the Kitchener stitch, you're going to have, just like your knitted stitch, you're going to have 2 strands coming out of each stitch. If you look at a stockinette stitch, you've got a V in each stitch. So because this stitch doesn't have anything in it yet, we have to do a setup, and this is only in the beginning. And in order to avoid what they call ears, sometimes on the sock there's like a point on each side, we can take 2 stitches instead of 1 stitch. Our little saying goes, you knit off and purl on the front stitch. So I'm going to purl 2 on to start. This is just the setup, and it's done just in the beginning. I'm going to go into the first 2 stitches and I'm going to leave them on. I'm going to go into the back 2 stitches and knit 2 on. There. Now I always sort of keep my finger in the middle there. So now I'm going to knit off, I'm going to knit those 2 off, taking them right off the needle, and I'm going to go in as if to purl on. Leave that stitch on. I'm going to purl in the back, you do the opposite. I'm going to go in as if to purl it off, and knit it on. And we're going to repeat that all the way across the row. I'm going to knit on the front off and purl, leaving it on. In the back I'm going to purl off and knit on. I'm going to knit off, purl on, purl off, knit on. It becomes kind of rhythmic after a while. Knit off, purl on, purl off, knit on. So the last thing that you're going to do is we're going to also include the last 2 stitches in one. So you're going to knit off and purl on 2, the last 2 stitches, and then in the back you're going to be purl off and you're going to knit the last 2 stitches on. Now you're going to knit the 2 stitches off the top needle. I just usually go right into the next one, and then you're going to purl these 2 stitches on, and that avoids the little kitty ears. In the end. So we've Kitchenered across. And when it's steamed, you won't even notice that that's there. I always steam all my socks when they're done. You're going to put this end into the inside and wrap it through some stitches to lock it in. Go in. Come out the other side. And then I just try to go in and out of some stitches in the back. Kind of follow a stitch. Follow a row. Try to duplicate what I'm seeing here. And I do this about halfway across. You can turn around if you want. And you can go back a few stitches. And then just cut it. Here's the toe. I think it came out pretty well. You just have to block it and it'll look professional. Here is our finished sock, as you can see. I've just steamed it a little bit so it gives it a little bit more of a professional look. And here's our toe, and it's laying very nicely. And our heel came out quite nicely. This is our hung hem, and then we knit the 65 rows. We stopped here, and then we added the rest of the needles on the heel side to complete the heel, keeping these needles out of work till we got to the toe, and then 5 rows before the toe I stopped and replaced all those needles and did the toe. And we Kitchenered it, and it looks very nice. Came out great. I knit this at a looser tension, and I made a larger sock. I have somebody that needs a larger sock, and so I decided to knit that sock for her, while at the same time showing you that at a looser tension, when you're a beginner, it's so much easier to get through the sock, and as you become more proficient, you will tighten your tension and you will get a sock that is closer to what you're looking for, I'm sure. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.